Let's get into the fun bit now and have a look at the latest effort from the woman who, if Diana hadn't have died then, would have been her daughter-in-law, Meghan Markle. We've been looking at her podcast lately and some of her idiotic comments. She's done another podcast. We previewed it last week. She said her next guest was going to be Mariah Carey. Well, have a listen to these two divas.
Yes, the diva thing we can play into. I mean, it's not something that I connect to, but for you, it's been a huge part of your...
Give us diva moments sometimes, Meghan. Don't even act like...
do I give you?
Don't act like you... It's also the visual. It's the visual. A lot of it's the visual. Because
see, that's the thing. I associate it differently.
Well, I know, but let's pretend that you weren't so beautiful and didn't have the whole thing and didn't often have gorgeous ensembles. You wouldn't get as much diva stuff. I don't care. I'm like...
Now, Liz, let's pretend that you and I aren't so beautiful. How would we function in the real world?
This is just unbelievable, Chris. You've got two millionaires, multi-millionaires, extremely famous women getting together to whinge about how hard life is. And notice how Meghan starts down this trail of like picking up her victimhood points. You know, I've been tarred as a diva. And Mariah doesn't buy into it. She's like, oh, you are a diva. I loved it because Mariah's one of the most well-known divas. Her concert demands and everything and make headlines. So Mariah's just like, oh, girlfriend, wear it. I don't care. It's great.
And Mariah is a diva. Mariah can sing. Mariah's a great singer. She's entitled to be a diva. Whereas, well, you know, Meghan Markle was an actress and she got a bit steamy in the library at the law firm, so she had a talent as well.
I couldn't imagine two more disconnected from reality people, you know, trying to discuss what life is like. It's like like watching two cats argue about what mice like. You know, there's just absolutely no connection to... I couldn't relate to a single word that they would... I still don't know what the hell they were talking about, to be frank.
Yeah, they're talking about each other and how beautiful they are. And, you know, why not? Because they're both very attractive women and they're very lucky to hold that over the rest of the world. We're rich and we're famous and we're giggling together. Why don't you listen? I do want to follow up on a
and we're just attractive.
Yeah. We're just middle of the range.
They're basically sitting there going, imagine if we were ugly. Imagine if we were plain looking.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start the Ugly Blokes podcast and we'll see how many hits we get on that. I just want to show a follow-up on a quote I showed from Meghan yesterday when she made this comparison. She talked about how when she was in London, apparently, she had the Lion King cast member from South Africa telling her that when you married into the royal family, we rejoiced in the streets the same as we did when Mandela was freed from prison. Just astonishing. She's as big as Nelson Mandela, apparently. And now a follow-up today where Nelson Mandela's grandson, Mandela, has said it can never be compared to the celebration of someone's wedding. Mandela, his grandfather's celebration was based on overcoming 350 years of colonialism and 60 years of brutal apartheid regime in South Africa. So it can't be equated as the same. Not to mention, of course, Nelson Mandela's 27 years in prison on Robben Island. Justin, it's just obscene for Meghan Markle to make the comparison.
No, I think she's exactly like Nelson Mandela, you know, with the exception of the decades in prison, the inspiration, the sacrifice, the leadership and the humility. I would say that she is identical to the great Mandela.
She's
putting those things aside.
Indeed. She'll get the Nobel Peace Prize next and we'll be there to applaud her. Thanks for joining us, Liz and Justin. Appreciate your time. Love the Wednesday Rangolf.